Here's the line right here. 12 rounds, touch him up. Good luck. Come out at the bell.
Vargas should have an advantage in a jabbing contest, at least to begin with.
I think Tim should be who he's been and let the fight come to him and not try to force it.
It's just the type of fighter who Bradley has outwilled through.
You might get that knockout, but don't go looking for it.
Muscle you around the ring. He's as physically strong as...
No mistake about it. Timothy Bradley hit you right, he can get you out of there. Trust me. 15 years old at 139 pounds, and to this day, that was one of my toughest fights. Not necessarily because of the skill or anything, but just the intangibles that is intimidated by him. Bradley is not intimidated by many people in the...
Hard right hand by Bradley to punctuate round one. End the round. And now we go to round two.
And for Vargas fighting a shorter, get going.
Yeah, so far the fight is taking place when Bradley wants it to take place. Ooh,
good left hook by Vargas. Jesse Vargas' best punch of the fight so far. Solid left hook to the body.
Just missed a big right hand right there. Vargas has beautiful long-range punches. Good shot right there. Good right hand. Yes. Good body shot. Good exchange.
Yeah, Vargas mixing it up nicely to the head and body.
Bradley sets up for a left hook. Never really manages to get off the shot. And there's another good left hook to the body by Jesse Vargas. That punch, the left hook to the body, could win Vargas the fight, it appears, if he sticks with it. They're virtually a dead even round in round two, and both fighters had some big sequences in the round.
Oh, good uppercut from Bradley.
Bradley landing the uppercut, may have found a new weapon to work with. Getting off to a fast start in the third round.
Loading up with big shots with shorter arms from the outside. He's going to see that shot and then counter like he's done several times with that right hand.
Yeah, when Bradley loads up, it
may proceed from the question of whether he can put other punches with the 1-2. Firing the long jab in the right hand, 1-2, 1-2.
Bradley got a very unpopular one against Pacquiao. Tim is conscious of that.
Bradley trying to convince us yesterday, I am at a high water mark for hunger in my career. After what happened to me last year, I desperately need to win.
Okay, Jim. In the first round, I thought Timothy Bradley, looked real good. I thought he was hurting Jesse Vargas. But the power shots, just like that.
Not controlled in this fight.
Hard right hand from Bradley. Something done.
And I like those moments, Big Shot, but you can't do that over and over.
Crowd chanting for Tim Bradley.
Good right hand from Vargas.
Uppercut from Bradley, uppercut again. Hard right hand again from Bradley.
Veteran assertive moment that...
Great body shots from Bradley. Ripping Vargas to the ribcage as Jesse extended his arm.
Well, it's a good fight.
Seemingly somewhat controlled by Bradley's.
This is the kind of fight that Vargas is going to have to show that he's not just a good fighter. He's fighting an elite fighter. Good combination from Timothy right there. That he can match Timothy and even exceed Timothy's aggression and desire to win. This is the moment for Vargas. He's got to show up tonight.
Even Bradley, because he's not a knockout puncher. But...
And if you like action and don't need the knockouts, he'll always give you your money's worth.
But as we saw in the Marquez fight, but as we saw in the fighter meeting yesterday, his mind is made up. He wants to fight tonight.
Coming into the fight, throwing an average of 49 punches per round.
He has to be the one to get inside.
I agree. I think he's like to see him come behind the jab more, but this is what he's got to do tonight.
And I think Bradley has decided, whether correctly or not, Bradley has decided he doesn't need to respect Jesse Vargas' punching power. The 1,001st fight.
Before he throws his punch, Vargas is able to time him and catch him on that more success offensively.
Vargas on the defensive. See Vargas.
I think Vargas actually may be slightly sharper, but Bradley, as you said, Jim, he's bringing it. Where you have to choose, it seems to favor Bradley.
Yeah, it's not about being sharp with Tim, it's about getting it done. It's
basically just faded away.
Yeah, you fight Bradley, you better bring your lunch pail. It's going to be a long night.
Bradley putting everything he can into those left hooks to the body.
And you see Vargas' face starting to break down.
Nice three-piece from Vargas. Nice answer from Timothy. Nice exchange from both fighters right here.
Well, they like those last few seconds of every round, don't they?
More than he has in the last 3 fights.
Vargas has taken to just back it up. Look, he backs up and do what Andre Ward does. Get off first.
And Bradley's asserted himself right from the opening bell.
Once again, Tim's trying to dip his head to land that big right. He landed it.
Bradley has seized the initiative and he hasn't given it up.
I'm going to try to match it, or am I just go outbox this guy tonight?
Ending moments to step up, assert himself, carbon isotope ratio testing for being certain to be competitively clean tonight.
The most amazing thing about that, I think, is
Absolutely.
In the heart of a lion.
Between rounds, Joel Diaz, Bradley's trainer, told him, "You're way ahead in the fight."
And Tim seemed to have his mind made up at the beginning of training camp. Good secret from Jesse right there.
the second time in 2 weeks. Premature celebration from somewhere during the fight. Wasn't that just last week?
Oh, that was 2 weeks ago. You don't know. You're working every day. Bradley almost goes through the ropes. Got to find a way in the last 4 rounds to go forward. He's not going to make an imprint on Tim Bradley constantly backing up. He's got to go forward if he's going to have any chance of hurting Bradley. Those numbers sound very close. Bradley, who's more assertive. Command of the self, belief in the self, all those things. He comes to the stretch of the fight.
So many rounds, and now the later rounds are coming on. He's not able to keep up with Tim Bradley.
Vargas is throwing 1 punch at a time or something, but he doesn't throw the 3-punch combination, which could really make a difference for him.
And Vargas is relying on him to initiate and create his own offensive opportunities.
Well, Vargas better get more offensive, and he's trying to get a stoppage in this fight right now.
Good hard left hand to and it caused Bradley to back away from it.
Back on him, and it's not that Vargas doesn't have the ability.
The difference between his attack.
So many small battles matches intensity and
will be the correct request. Now there's a combination, finally, 4 punches in a row from Vargas to get to that point in the round.
And I think Bradley wanted that. That's why he's going into more of a shell defense. He's trying to encourage Vargas to throw those shots.
He wants to open him up.
It's a good, tough fight. Like they had a little extra something to them.
Particular weapon that will cast fear into the heart of the opponent, who won 10 straight decisions coming in, of which 3 of them as the level to which Tim Bradley has willed himself through competitive desire and self-possession.
Other elite guys, no matter if they're hard punchers, good boxers, whatever. Jesse's a really, really good fighter. Timothy Bradley's just an elite fighter, and that's why you celebrate and appreciate guys like him.
Well, Provodnikov does have an X factor.
Yeah.
His chin and his desire.
Sure. And it brought out Bradley's X factor, and here
it's not one-sided enough to call it a man against a boy. But in terms of competitive temperament, it is a man against a boy.
Especially in extolling Bradley's competitive virtue, and there you see, if you're up 4 and you change 2, you got an even fight.
That we could see something on
strong to make sure that he secures this victory.
Mission personnel at ringside.
Nice right hand from Jesse Vargas about 10-15 seconds ago.
And sometimes you get an unpopular decision where virtually all rounds are scored 10-9, and so in a fight with his opponent winning another round by a small margin.
Because we're judging round by round, so he marked that down as 10-9. The guy get his hand right.
Sure, and usually the guy who wins has majority of his rounds decisively, and always the case. Sometimes the judges
could be objective.
Something demonstrative, and maybe those last 30 seconds won the fight.
But you know, this 11th round counts the same as the 12th, and so it might be a good idea for Tim to put an exclamation point on this round. And Vargas has had some success in this round.
Ooh, good shot.
Stop the bell.
1 round to go.
Let's see if Vargas has one last stand.
I mentioned how Vargas started to fall apart. Bradley's face didn't look great at the end of his last fight with the...
Just like in the Diego Chavez fight.
Against Chavez, that was because of butts. This is not because of butts.
It's got to be frustrating for Eric Morales, who
hard right hand by Vargas. Trainer Joel Diaz, who told him, giving Bradley a cue, perhaps, that he could relax a little bit in the late rounds, can make sure of finishing the fight in good order. Less than 30 seconds to go. Hard right hand by Vargas. Wobbles Bradley.
Tim's out on his feet right now.
Yep, Tim is out on his feet. Better.
Not time to exchange. He needs to hold and get through these 10 seconds and hope he did enough to win this fight. What happened?
Oh, no,
I'm
no.
not sure what in the world Pat Russell is doing.
Pat Russell thought he heard the bell. He heard the 10-second warning. Vargas thinks he's won by knockout. He has not.
Pat Russell, big right hand and hurt Bradley. Right there.
Tremendous shot from Vargas. I don't know how Tim Bradley stayed up. He was out on his feet. It's unfortunate that Pat Russell made a mistake there. Who knows what would have happened. This is where he came in, and there was a confusion right here.
Russell said, no, fight's over, thinking he heard the bell.
For the winner, by way of unanimous decision, and now, interim WBO welterweight world champion, Desert Storm, Timothy